Hello and welcome to the latest update of the sugarcane rainfall outlook for the Southern, Gold Coast and New South Wales sugarcane district. In this issue, we will investigate how the Access S model verified for rainfall over June before covering July rainfall to date. We'll then look into the short-term weather watch points before seeing what the rainfall outlooks have in store over the coming months. So, how did the Bureau's Long-Range Access S model perform over the month of June? On the left, we have the observed rainfall for June. In the middle panel, we have those rainfall totals converted to rainfall percentages of the mean. And on the far right, we have the June outlook issued on the 25th of May with the accompanying skill map. And in the middle panel, we can see plenty of red colours indicating well below average rainfall across the region. On the right, the Access S rainfall outlook shows a neutral signal of 45 to 55%, and the skill for the June forecast was low at 50 to 55% accuracy for areas south of Byron Bay, with moderate skill between 55 and 65% in areas to the north. So in this instance, the model forecast did not adequately capture the below average rainfall we saw for the month, but that isn't too surprising given the low to moderate skill the model had for this time of year. July rainfall to date is still well below what we'd expect for the month. Much of eastern New South Wales, particularly coastal areas, have only received less than a third and in some cases less than 20% of the usual July rainfall. Upcoming rainfall may help to alleviate some of these deficiencies, but there is still uncertainty in this, which will be shown in the next slide. The highest rainfall totals for the month so far are shown, with 51 millimetres at Byron Bay being the highest in the growing region. Here we have a model comparison of the 7-day rainfall accumulations from 10 p.m. Thursday the 20th of July to 10 p.m. Thursday the 27th of July. We can see from the different amounts of rain these models are depicting that there's a very high uncertainty around the forecast early next week, with an upper trough moving over southeast Queensland late on Sunday, potentially developing a surface trough or low near the coast on Monday, which is then expected to move northwards on Tuesday and is likely to generate some windy and wet weather from Sunday through to Tuesday. This event may bring the potential for some moderate falls around the 50 to 75 millimetre mark, or even higher to the region, with the heaviest falls most likely along the coast, though there is the potential for larger totals inland, especially with easterly winds expected. This is one to watch over the coming days as the models gain confidence on the location of where that surface trough or low is most likely to be early next week. The surface trough or low will also bring the risk of some stronger winds, particularly near the coast, so keep an eye on the forecasts over the weekend to stay up to date with the latest information. Here we're looking at the Access S model forecast chance of exceeding 25 millimetres of rainfall over the week starting 23rd of July on the left and the 30th of July on the right. You can access these maps from the BOM Climate Outlooks webpage and choose from a number of thresholds, and this model data is updated daily. So for week 1, the forecast is indicating a 10 to 25% chance of exceeding 25 millimetres along the coast, with odds lowering to less than 10% south of about Yamba. As mentioned in the previous slide, there is high uncertainty in the rainfall forecast early next week, so this is one to watch to see which way things are trending over the coming days. And it's a fairly similar story in week 2, with a 10 to 25% chance of receiving 25 millimetres between Tweed Heads and Yamba, dropping to a less than 10% chance further north for the Gold Coast growers. Into the whole of August outlook, and the forecast is for neutral to slightly lower odds of around 40 to 55% of exceeding the August median rainfall, with the model skill at this time of year moderate, getting it correct typically 55 to 65% of the time. This means rainfall close to or slightly lower than the historical median for the month is more likely, as we can see from the similar values in the 50% chance of at least chart on the left, compared with the historical median map on the right over the growing regions. And here we delve deeper into the potential rainfall for August with the high chance of receiving rainfall values on the left, the 75% chance of at least, and the lower chance totals on the right, the 25% chance of receiving values, to give us an idea for the potential rainfall spread for the month. A quick look into what the modelling is suggesting for the longer term September to November rainfall outlook, and the model has a moderate skill of 55 to 65% past accuracy at this time of year for the Gold Coast growing region, increasing to a high skill of 65 to 75% for growing regions in New South Wales, so it's a higher confidence forecast for New South Wales regions for this time period. So the Gold Coast region is forecast to have lower odds of 35 to 40% chance of exceeding the median rainfall over the coming spring. Those forecast odds increase slightly as we head south to 40 to 45% along the Tweed River and then to 45 to 55% south of Byron Bay and Lismore. And a reminder, for an alternate look at the rainfall output from the Australian Long Range Forecast Model ACCESS, you can check out the Climate Services for Agriculture website. Google Climate Services for Agriculture, and you can get tailored rainfall information for a point location for both monthly and seasonal timescales. That's it for this update. As always, check the latest forecasts and warnings on the Bureau's website or the BOM Weather app. And please send any feedback through to agriculture@bom.gov.au. We'd love to hear from you about ways we might improve this service. See you next Outlook. Thanks for listening.